Welcome back to another Waynos Fotos video, and today is a response video to a comment I had in one of my videos. And the comment was, I hope Shimano has a 10 tooth on their cassette, freehub design. So that'd be like the SRAM design or like the XTR design that Shimano is using for their mountain bikes. Well, let's roll that intro and let's have a bit of a discussion. Is that a good idea or is that a bad idea? Now Shimano already has a 12 speed in the mountain bike world, and this uses a different spline design, and they call it the micro spline, and this could be just grabbed and adopted straight for the road. Now the advantages of this would be that Shimano don't have to retool, they don't have to make new cassettes for the HG design, which is design we're using now for 11 speed, which has been around for some years, and it would also make it much easier to integrate between systems of mountain bike and the road, so you could cross compatible like the SRAM designs are. So this would be a big advantage for people who like to swap stuff between mountain bike and road, and also Shimano wouldn't have to do any retooling except for maybe making smaller cassettes. Now Shimano may go this way because it means they don't have to do any more research and development. It's a freehub that's already out there. It just needs to be changed onto their new systems. It's already available. It's not like you have to go and buy something that's new on the market because it already exists. And this would be a really good business move from Shimano. But when we're talking about road, we ride generally at higher speeds, and we may be in those smaller cogs and riding at a normal cruising pace. Now, the problem is with using smaller cogs is that they have disadvantage towards efficiency and wear. Well, one of the advantages with going through a 10 tooth is that you get a much higher top end. And the reason why this is because when you go from 29 to 28, the ratio difference is a lot smaller than going from 11 to 10. So you get a really high end on your bike just putting that 10 cog in. But the problem is when you go to these very small cogs, the chain actually has a tighter circle and it engages with a lot less tooth than on a bigger cog. So it's less efficient, and also it creates a lot more wear. So when you're down in those 12, 11, 10, your efficiency is decreasing now because of the way that they've designed these hubs. Now, what it also does is it may even push Shimano to then change the front chain rings. So therefore you can't use your old chain rings, you can't use your old cranks, so they're not backward compatible. So these are the disadvantages with going to a 10 tooth. Now, although there is some advantages going to a 10 tooth cog on the back, I personally wouldn't like to see that because of the inefficiencies and the chain wear, and also the changes to the front chain rings if they go that way. I would personally like to see what Campanolo did, and they just dished the back of the cassette to make it fit on their standard freehub. Now, so Shimano could maintain using the HG, which is the 11 speed one, which has been around for the last probably almost 10 years, and then they dished the back of it so it fits in the same spacing, and then make a bigger, easier gear so it gives them more room to dish the cassette because you're higher up and further away from the spokes, which angle inwards. So the cassette can be dished in like this as the spokes go up. And this works very well on the Campagnolo system, and I hope Shimano go this way because then it standardised the front cranks as they are now, and also it means you can use your old wheels and you can just put on the new cassette and away you go. Well, in conclusion, if Shimano decide to go to the XTR with the 10 tooth cod, there's pros and cons. And the pros are, for Shimano, there is no retooling. They've got an off-the-shelf freehub that's a 12 speed. So that makes it very easy for them because it's probably already out there in the stores. The other advantage is a 10 tooth gives you a much higher gear range for higher speeds because of the big difference between 11 tooth to a 10 tooth. The disadvantages, but, are that it won't be backward compatible, so you will have to buy a new free hub to fit on your wheels, and you may have to have different chain rings, or you might have to buy a brand new crank. You won't be able to use old cranks with the new 12-speed gearing. And it's going to be less efficient, and you're going to have higher wear on your cogs and higher wear on your chains due to the smaller cogs there, putting extra stress on your chain. Well, guys, you leave your comments down below. Now, you tell me, are you really looking forward to having a 10-tooth, so it's very similar to the SRAM system? Or would you like to keep them with the HG free hub, not the microspline, the old system, and they just basically dish the back of the cassette like Campagnolo have done and keep it with the HG standard design 11-speed we have now? Okay, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. Leave your comments down below what you think, and I'll see you next vid. Cheers.